the bracket. They play another best of 5. But without further ado, we're going to hop on board here. We're going to hop in game, and it's looking like another Skyline HP. We definitely saw OMiT Brooklyn take care of business on Skyline HP last time, but it looks like it's more of the same off the rip. They're going to get this immediate time and going to do their best to soak it, but lots of red in the kill feed there as Unreal Nightmare strikes back and manages to take the lead here early.
Yeah, for the couple of kills, yes, we do see the side of almost stopping the control upon to the hard point coming up from the side of Unreal Nightmare. A couple of kills upon this happening on this first floor action as well. Down for the AR, but still it will be nobody who's trying to get onto the hard point control for the first for the first pinch. For the time being, we do see the contested play coming off from both sides. It's going to be Dark to coming up from the eastern angle, and Busy will be right there up onto the hard point. But a little bit of OMiT, a little bit of Unreal Nightmare, and most of the action is definitely going on to pave the way that both our teams want every opponent to just flush out each other before they step onto that hard point. Now Unreal Nightmare, as the hard point gets changed for the time being, they will be able to take the control of the hill per second. But now Nate will come up, takes out that guy who was standing right there up on the control, and which will be, of course, the side of Busy to take down the side of Dark. Now in the hallway, Hyde has a chance, and of course with the SMG, when you have that pre-fire angle up ready, you definitely get that kill by every means necessary. OMiT in the control right now, and they're making sure they stay the same for the longer duration.
Yeah, and OMiT fighting back from a bit of a disparity here. So the lead is not going to be what it could have been, but the lead is there and it's going to be present. And Hyde is quick to get to this P4, trying to put in this work, trying to take out this player top bed, but Dark manages to get the better of Hyde, and it's not even P4 yet. My bad. It's P3, and looks like Unreal Nightmare are here, and they're here to stay. 3 stacked on the hill. Hyde going to be able to find one, sitting at 7 and 7. Trying to clear out this player at back green. Not going to be able to now. Everybody from Unreal Nightmare knows exactly where they're coming from, but it doesn't matter as 4 drop in the feed, and OMiT Brooklyn take control of this P3.
And finally, when we talk about that, that just a flush sweep coming up on that one particular team, and it will be, of course, the side of Brooklyn to do the same against Unreal Nightmare. 73-43 now. It does look like OMiT are being that just team who has defeated Unreal Nightmare in the upper bracket previously. So let me remind you, folks, if you don't know, if you're tuning in for the first time, it was the map number 12. OMiT Brooklyn faced up Unreal Nightmare in the second match of the upper brackets, and Unreal Nightmare was just only able to secure that one map. If I'm not wrong, it was the Search and Destroy. But yeah, we can call it the vengeance game. We can call it that revenge game from the side of Unreal Nightmare, and they're trying their little best, getting those control, getting those frag, the trade frag being done right from their side. But right now, it will be OMiT Brooklyn to secure the first 100 points upon the hard point for this particular first map.
Yeah, and OMiT Brooklyn is so good at playing the trade game and almost being suffocating around the hill, and that's exactly what they're doing. Unreal Nightmare will find one on time and manage to break it for a second, but then 3 players of OMiT Brooklyn will surround the point, but bang you out, and then just take control right back, and that's where these massive leads come from. They are doing such a good job of playing the trade and sort of staying on top of rotations, and they're just doing a great job all around the map of playing a really good, clean, tight hard point here.
Yeah, definitely 100%. For now, it will be the way to go down. Nate is up onto that point. Oh, mistakes were made. Nonetheless, it will be all okay if they're able to regain the control back right now. It seems to the fact that Unreal Nightmare is giving their level best, as we do see Hyde 17-11, one of the highest frags in the lobby right now. So Rain are doing almost the same, 15-11. But the other 2 guys also need to be on the support play if they're playing with that AR. But for now, it will be decide for Hyde to get that one. It gets the Nate, will be able to take down the side of Wavy. It's going to be side of OMiT again. To go back on the point and remain alive for the most time on the hill, onto the pool area. So Rin will be taken care of. But Super Season will be right there present. to confirm the second kill was the Harry were trying to cover up from the flank of in the meanwhile. But for now, it will be Unreal Nightmare to go back to the hard point, but not a lot of seconds left as the next hill will be changed. Up onto that new hard point right there in the gym area, we do see babies already there, and Unreal Nightmare trying their level best to at least reach 100 point club as soon as they can.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to do it. Hyde tucked away in this bottom area, going to be able to find his teammates trade, but quickly gets dispatched himself. Nate going to try fake out, taking the zip up, but is he going to get found out? Yes, he is. He gets cleaned up, and Unreal Nightmare broken that 100-point mark, cutting this lead massively on this P2. Now, all eyes start to fall onto P3. One more chow out of OMiT, and only one player able to win their gunfights. Unreal Nightmare, the first to get to this P3, yet to pop, but Hyde brought down to one shot on that mid pillar, does get cleaned up. There's going to be 2 kills in the feed for the side of OMiT Brooklyn, but once again, Unreal Nightmare in the driver's seat right now. They are taking it to OMiT, saying, hey, you're not the only powerhouse in town, and they are doing a great job at stabilizing and keeping this competitive. Great shots there. That's going to be 3 dead, however, make it 4, and OMiT Brooklyn find a way to bring it back. 160 to 136 is the score, and OMiT Brooklyn
nice,
just getting so much closer to that win. At this rate, they're going to be able to win it off of this P4 if they soak the rest of this time. It's just a matter of if they're able to get that full 60 or not.
I'm a second reverse sweep, if I'm not wrong, coming in from the side of OMiT Brooklyn. They are able to just flush out the side of Unreal Nightmare like anything, but it's good to see Unreal Nightmare finally slowly and steadily regaining back the control as soon as they can. Soren gets one. He will definitely get the second one up on the side of Skill. Busy right there, but really behind the bathtub. It's definitely not going to stop anytime soon now. Puts it with the nade, though. Contestment comes up, and that's going to be Wavy to go down. And now it's going to be OMiT Brooklyn to regain the back control in the hard point. 40 seconds left for this particular hill to go down. But, oh boy, look at Nate. Look at everybody from the side of Brooklyn. They're just not giving up anytime soon. And now they are now able to reach down to the 200 point. And it will be a little bit of that trouble period, which is going to arrive pretty soon. Let's have Unreal Nightmare. Just 40 points away to secure the victory on the first map. And Unreal Nightmare needs to do a lot of heavy lifting for themselves and need to act as a cohesive unit. Don't get me wrong, they're playing it really well, but on how OMiT Brooklyn are able to get back-to-back 3 kills, back-to-back 4, able to just sweep down the entire team, just tells a lot that OMiT Brooklyn knows them for the fact that they have defeated him for the first time in the second matchup in their own winner bracket run, and they are here to do it again in the grand finale of this cup right here.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, OMiT, of just controlling the tempo of this match. And that's another thing that they do so well is they never play the opposing team's game. They make the opposing team play their game, whether they want to run it down or whether they're playing slow and methodical. It always ends up falling the way of OMiT Brooklyn. But as I say that, this game is getting dangerously close for both these teams. If Unreal soak the rest of this time, which it doesn't look like they're going to, they would have hit that 200-point mark. OMiT, however, at P2, setting up Webby, trying to be the thorn in their side, not let them get comfortable. Don't let them sit on their laurels now. Webby with an absolute beam. Sovereign is going to be there for the trade. However, Unreal Nightmare, the damage has been done. They're in the back, managing to find one. Not going to be able to find the second time. Going the way of Unreal Nightmare. 45 seconds remain on this hard point, and trades going back and forth.
Oh boy.
4 dead. Skill and Super combined for a couple of 2 pieces to wipe the map, and Unreal Nightmare are clawing their way back into this. They're going to be able to tie it if not take the lead off this hill if they can keep it clean. But Hyde says, no, we don't go silently into the night, but neither does Unreal Nightmare. The night is where they live. Good Lord, trades back and forth. Time continues to stay red, so close to a tie game. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game on our hands.
Boy.
Big 2 at a super. Is he going to be able to find the third? Yes, he is with the pistol swap. One player left. It's going to be Sovereign. That's going to be an absolutely massive series of kills for Unreal Nightmare. OMiT Brooklyn, time is starting to run out. The script has been flipped. They are on the back foot for the first time in this series, in this tournament, on the back foot. However, control once again falling into their hands. 15 seconds remaining till they get the win. All this time going uncontested, but there it is, the break that was needed. Unreal Nightmare clawing back into this. This is a nail biter. 236 to 236. Unreal Nightmare continue to climb. 12 seconds needed for the win. 14 for the side of OMiT. At this point, Unreal Nightmare should start to rotate because OMiT can't win here. 5 seconds needed. 4, 3. Oh, and OMiT with the perfect break at the perfect time. Unreal Nightmare, you got to go, and you got to go quick. 8 seconds needed for the win.
He said needed for the win. There you go. OMiT can do this. It's 247. We don't see any of the players coming in from the side of United. It's going to be that one stun contestant right there. Back to the control. And OMiT Brooklyn, don't get me wrong, it was almost the side of Unreal Nightmare by just 3 points. Let's see. I mean, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Don't get me wrong. The way how both the teams played in the previous hardpoint matchup was just super stoked, man. Come on. Both the teams just like kept us onto our edge of our seats. But anyways, folks, the match has already went away. Hardpoint is done. So we're only going to talk about Search and Destroy now. 3v3 very early in the game. We do see a couple of kills coming in from the side of Sovereign and also from the side of Skill. So proceeding with the bomb. The news for the fact that he gotta decide where they want to push on. It's probably gonna be bomb B. We do see the rotation coming onto the play, and yes, the plant is about to go down pretty soon. All of the 3 players are already onto site A, and we only have Sovereign making up that rotation right here with the nade possible, and yes, it will go down. Ooh, he gets one though, even though the nade wasn't a successful attempt previously. Now at a 3v2, Unreal Nightmare in a man disadvantageous spot.
Yeah, and just great play here. Still trying to find another. Not going to be able to, but Nate clutches up. Looks like our colors are flipped here, ladies and gentlemen. So just bear with us on that. But Nate with a big win there. And OMiT Brooklyn take our first round.
OMiT Brooklyn take our first round, and that was a little bit of that unfortunate TK also that we saw eventually, but that was all okay if in the end there's one in last guy remaining to defuse the bomb plant. But at least if you ask me, OMiT Brooklyn being so well on the defense is something that Unreal Nightmare needs to be very alarmed of. That if you are able to lose out in after a post-plant situation, you need to work where you want to place up your angles, where you want to just place accordingly when you have the 3v3 or 3v2 scenario going on, where you want to exactly stand to make sure that you are successfully executing post-plant scenarios. What in the world just happened? Okay, that was in a matter of few seconds, it was OMiT Brooklyn to eliminate everybody from the side of Unreal Nightmare. That was that.
Yeah, it looks like it was just a forehead up top, and they got read like a book and put to bed.
Yeah, definitely, and it will be a one more
Unreal
round.
Nightmare won that.
Unreal Nightmare, sorry. Yes, apologies, folks. That was Unreal Nightmare winning out that entire back-to-back kill feed, being given away in the red color. So as proceed now to round number 3 now, it's going to be OMiT Brooklyn defend now. It's going to be a close one. Oh, which gets the first one, though. We also see the second kill going down. Now it's going to be a man advantage spot for the side of OMiT Brooklyn, which we can definitely see them to bounce back in the third round.
Yeah, now it's all up to Webby. Webby in a 1v4, not going to be able to find the first. And OMiT Brooklyn take a
OMiT
2-1 lead in this grand finals S&D.
Sir. Now it definitely looks like on how Unreal Nightmare we did so very aggressively able to push back the defensive and attacking strategies coming from coming inside of OMiT Brooklyn. But when you talk about side of OMiT Brooklyn, they are able to be on the close plan scenario. They are able to win it when they are able to aggressively push and eliminate Unreal Nightmare for a certain extent. Yes. But we have also seen Unreal Nightmare fighting it back. For this particular round, we do see a heavy extension, heavy attack, and everybody just right on the floor. Super Cedar gets a double. Hyde will also get a double from his team, making it a 2v2. Now, Servant is actually going in for the plan skill with that one nade being tossed away. But we do actually see a couple of rotation being made up onto the center because he want to just go in for the flank. Now it's going to be a 1v2 where Baby needs to clutch it out for his team.
Webby once again left up in the clutch. Hyde currently sitting 5-1. He wants this series to be over. Webby gets tagged up down to 57 HP. Hyde going for the chow. I guarantee you he gets that cruddy peak. No, he does not. The team chow is in. OMiT Brooklyn take our first 2-round lead of the game.
Good one indeed, but I would say when you are trying to just rush down to one particular side and you are able to get in those first few early frags, you are in the driver's seat, and that is definitely what's happening in for the side of OMiT Brooklyn, extending the lead now to 3-1, which is looking very, very good for the side of OMiT Brooklyn. But for the side of Unreal Nightmare, they gotta watch out of what other strategies and strats that some of these pocket strats can Brooklyn pull out from their pocket. For now, we do see a couple of that long range shots happening in. Hyde gets taken care of. So we're just right there. So Piscina gets a double for his team, and now it's going to be a 1v1. Dark's going to be the last remaining guy. Super Piscina is going to be the last remaining guy. It's going to be Sovereign from the side of Brooklyn. Both of the top fraggers, I would say. Respectively, if I just keep Hyde outside of the pack because he's 7-2. Oh, Super C knows it. An unfortunate one for the side of Unreal Nightmare right then. It's going to be the side of OMiT Brooklyn to make it a 2-3.
No. Flip it. Unreal Nightmare made it 2-3.
2-3.
But yeah, no, just a great read out of Dark there to make that play, or Super Season, one of the two. I believe it actually was Super Season to make that read. Just absolutely god tier read out of him, knowing exactly where that player was located and throwing a shoulder, and then absolutely eviscerating him with those shots. Gonna hop on board with Super once again. Big reads, big tags, able to find one. Not gonna be able to find the second, but teammate is there for the trade, I believe. Yep, there's one. 2v2, make it a 2v1. Nate last alive, chasing this player down in mid. Does manage to find the kill. Bomb is going to be thrown down as well. Skill left in a 1v1. Now it's a guessing game. Where does he go? Where is he going to hold this from? Is Skill going to grab some good timing? No, Nate gets a good angle, a good peek, and manages to absolutely rip Skill.
Man, it was a pretty, I would say, he was just a pretty good spot to actually be right there and that kind of a post-plan scenario. Yes, a little bit risky when he actually pushed down to the hallway. But anyways, when you are able to just get back-to-back rounds for yourself and you're just able to extend that lead, there's nothing stopping you. Honestly, there's nothing stopping you. 4-2 now. But now
on board here with Dark, off to a bit of a slow start. 2-5, not what you want to see out of the young man. Need him to get activated if we want to find some success. However, Bomb does look like it's just going to be thrown down on this B point for free. No sign of OMiT Brooklyn anywhere near the site. Hyde is going to find the opener with a nade, as well as using that RC car. Does get a tag in. Not going to be able to find that kill, though. 3v4 currently, as Sovereign, Hyde, Nate, and Busy go for the retake, but that's going to be a big 2, making it a 2v2, and then all things fall once the dominoes have crumbled. Sovereign and Busy are good for the 2v2, and the bomb has been defused.
Yeah. Overall, I would say that for the side of Unreal Nightmare, it's much needed one, if you ask me honestly, because it's a 4-2 lead coming in for the side of former Brooklyn. So you definitely need to at least get to one to break up that momentum play coming in from the side of OMiT Brooklyn. So now the scoreline is, guys, a 5-2 now.
5-2. OMiT Brooklyn looking to close this S&D out with a statement. Is it going to happen? Nate opting to carry that bomb, trying to do as much damage as he can. Going to hop on board here with Sovereign. Sovereign trying to get some early damage in. Nate going to be able to find the first, but Skill going to be able to find a trade on to Nate. That is going to be a true 1-for-1 bomb. Also down in a bit of a precarious location. However, there is a player on a deep flank. That's going to be Hyde. Tom should have come in that he's there. Webby not moving, though. Webby does manage to spot one player here. Shots are going to be good, and Super is going to be able to get that clean up. Super and Webby stacking up in this mid. Player lurking back office. Webby is going to get spotted. Is he going to escape with his life and full HP?
From the side of former Brooklyn, they are just completely should love. They know for a fact that every other guy is going to just push you out, but no, Webby gets one. BZ goes down. It's going to be a 1v1. They have to get on to defend itself, but right now, Soren needs for the fact that I just gotta run. Make sure I play time, and there we go. That 1v1 gunfight is going to happen, and Soren goes down, and Super Season will be right there, but he doesn't have the enough time, I say. And that's it. It's going to be OMiT Brooklyn to secure the victory on the second map as well for the search and destroy. 6-2. Threw them into the loser bracket with the 3-2 score line. Then they went up against Unreal Nightmare 3-1, and the same for the Atlantis with the 3-1. So now, folks, we're back to what can be the final map for today in the entire Rising Cups. 30-30, couple of stun grenades going down. BZ will be the first guy to go down from the side of OMiT, and that's going to be a little bit of retreat happening from side of Serene and Hyde. 28-29, very early, and a lot of action going up on this first floor. Everybody just goes out, and Nate will secure that double. 26-29, a couple of good early kills coming on the way for the side of Unreal, but it will be quickly just re-switched from the hands of OMiT Brooklyn. Now look at it, 23, and boy, oh boy, the majority of the heavy lifting now, for now, was done from the side of Nate and Sovereign coming up quickly, just capitalize on a lot of the positional play. Super Season will be taking care of the side of Nate, was playing on the same angle where the majority of the action went by, but Sovereign just come down to the fountain, and now they are eyeing their way to gain the control on the B side. A lot of the trophy systems are being in place. Super Season, that is somebody's coming from the left side of the garage, the point being contested, but it will be taken care of somewhere down on the balcony. Baby comes from behind, gets a double. No, on the second play, he will be defeated in that gunfight. And quick gunfight. Hyde comes from the back, takes back the control, trying to clear the way for the side of his team. But for now, Unreal Nightmare are doing a good job to balance it out from both sides.
Yeah, still down in the lives department by about 6. Skill trying to get activated here. 3 and 4, not a terrible start for him, but just not a whole heck of a lot is going right for Unreal Nightmare right now. That they can't manage to stop the clock. They can't really catch up in kills, it seems. There's now a 8 life disparity. They really just, they had to get on something there, and there was just no option to. There was no, they just couldn't break through.
Yeah. For now, it does seems like, slowly and steadily, it was definitely a long time coming in for the side of OMiT Brooklyn. Now it will be the sides getting switched. But remember, folks, the first round has already been won from the side of OMiT Brooklyn. So there's 2 more by the looks of it, I completely agree with my co-caster Flash here that it can be the side of OMiT Brooklyn to just flush down on a 3-0 map score against Unreal Nightmare here, and winning out this championship, actually the cup entire for today.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility, but Webby's going to do his best to not let that happen. Sovereign, however, is going to answer back with one of his own onto Super, and second onto Dark. Webby going to get into this lobby area, this bottom zebra, but gets cleaned out. Sovereign still going, finally gets taken out by Skill, but lives just about even, only a 1 life advantage for the side of Unreal Nightmare. Make it a 2 now, as there's some trades going back and forth. 24 to 26 is the life count. Tied almost with that kill. One more bullet, and that player was toast, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting close and getting down to the wire here. 37 seconds remaining. Skill trying to find where this player's lying down on this time. However, there are 2 here. Skill tagged up down to half health. Not able. Never mind. He hits the reversal. Uno reverse onto that player and absolutely fries him. Trades are in. Busy going to be able to find Webby, and more progress being made over here at B. Ain't going to be able to find one before getting traded out. Hyde tucked away up in office, going to be able to find Webby. Big win out of Busy there, and that's the B point secure. 17 to 19 is the life count. OMiT Brooklyn in the driver's seat once again. Nate's going to be able to find 1 off spawn, make it 2 off spawn. Is he going to be able to find that 3rd spawner? No, he is not. Super is going to be good for that one. Also, no progress being made over at A. OMiT super focused on these spawn traps. Hyde going to be able to find going to be able to find Dark. And it's just, once again, it's just trades back and forth, 16 to 14, 15 to 14. Big win. Super is going to fall there. Sovereign going to be able to find another.
And it's going to be, the same thing again and again. They're not able to make even a single progress. I'm right back to the regaining control at side A. Skill gets the 1 chance, possibly a double kill coming up for this slide. Makes sure that he pops up a nade, which can actually get at least 1, but Skill rather gets a double, though. Baby comes in from behind, trying to clear out the entire thing for themselves. But now it's going to be the side of OMiT once again to be very close towards the point. Nate goes down from the hands of Dark, playing with the AR. A lot of AR being played specifically on the map of RC, especially on this control, though. But we saw a lot of SMGs down on the last map of Search and Destroy.
Yeah, and this is getting pretty close, pretty dicey. 6-6, 20 seconds remaining. 1.5 ticks captured on A. Nobody getting this clear, but once again, all the pressure on OMiT Brooklyn. They have to get to this point, and they have to find these kills. Busy going to be able to find 1. Is he going to be able to find anything else in time? No, Busy gets cleaned up. 2 to 5 is the life count. Ladies and gentlemen, Unreal Nightmare snag themselves around in the control. We are tied at 1 round apiece.
1 round apiece, but still, a long road ahead on how they can actually be up onto the level score. They got this map, they got they have to get this the other map, the next one, to make it a 2-2. Right now, OMiT Brooklyn is on a 2-0 overall map score line, so there's a long way to go, but still a good head start for them. Not a head start, a good start to right up their comeback story coming up in a matchup like this. But OMiT Brooklyn also getting that reality check that if we loosen out at each other's trade game, not able to set that respawn traps right, yes, it will be Unreal Nightmare to be that little bit of that small trouble that they can get from this team, and which actually led to a huge one of not letting that round victory come off their way.
Yeah, and this is a fairly slow start, but Webby and Skill going to get things kicked off. They're going to find a couple, maybe find an opening, but Sovereign shuts that down almost immediately. Super looking for the trade. That door gets busted, gets the audio cue, but not able to find the kill. Skill going to be able to find Busy. Big Chow coming in from this window. Dark not going to be able to win it. Sovereign's gunny is just too hot. 25 to 24. OMiT Brooklyn with a 1 life advantage. Time starting to dwindle. 40 seconds remaining in this round. Big win from Sovereign there. Spawn trap could be in effect. Big win. Webby going to be able to find that one. Is he going to be able to find another? I don't think so. Skill going to be able to find Hyde. Nate going to be able to find Webby. Trades back and forth. 20 to 23. Super going to be able to find one on to Nate. But once again, it comes down to you got to get on this time. Skill going to be able to find another. Webby going to get shut down by Hyde once again. Skill, you got to go, bud, and you got to go now. Big wins. One player on B. The choke hold is on as Hyde is pushed up just about as far as you can go into the attacker spawn. Clean up on aisle B. As that player falls, Webby going to fly in, finally stop the clock. Once again, 15 and 15 for him. And 18 to 12 is the life count. Sovereign is still going, finds 2 before getting taken out. Hyde going to be able to find Skill. Webby gets shut down on the B point. No ticks acquired. And OMiT Brooklyn take round 2 even more convincingly than round 1.
Yeah, definitely. They still have to get one more round to secure this series point, dude. Secure the entire Rising Stars Cup 1, which is, of course, coming in from the season 7 of U18 CDL. But right now, on how OMiT Brooklyn are able to just get back-to-back those lives getting exchanged pretty well, they are just able to be a couple of steps ahead of what Unreal Nightmare is trying to do. But if not, Unreal Nightmare is not able to draw this out, it's going to be a goodbye for them in the finale. It might be a good run because Unreal Nightmare is coming in from the losers bracket, but they have been defeated previously as well in the winners bracket against OMiT Brooklyn. So anything can go by. A huge chunk of kills getting exchanged from both sides upon the first one. Look at that. It's going to be back-to-back 4 kills. Back-to-back kills coming in from both sides. But Wavy up on that 3 streak. Busy. Make sure that nobody's coming in from the same fountain way. That's going to be the point that everybody just wanna go in and just eliminate those lives. But right now, we do see the side of OMiT Brooklyn getting onto the A point, but Unreal Nightmare will take care of that one easily.
Yeah, Hyde looking for Webby, going to be able to find him. Knows there's a player pushing, not able to find the kill though. Skill going to shut that down. Super going to find one up top. Cat as well. Nate trying to slow things down for his team. Wait for a team push. Something cool, calm, conceded. But Nate is going to fall to the hands of Super, but Sovereign with a 2-piece. Busy going to find another, and they're on to B. The clock ceases to tick for now. Webby knows there's a player there, not going to be able to find it. Super is going to get the trade onto Busy. B still being captured. No help anywhere nearby. Hyde finally getting up to top plat. Going to find one, going to find 2. Not going to be able to find the third. Webby, the last man standing. Somebody's got to get on something, and they got to do it soon. 15 seconds left on the clock. Time starting to dwindle. Hyde going to be able to find the first. 16 to 12 is the life count. Unreal Nightmare in the driver's seat, definitely. But B, the first tick has been acquired. Second tick has been acquired. Third tick on the way. Super, however, trying to play upset here. Does manage to find one. Sovereign, what have you got for me here, buddy? There's going to be one on the pinch. You got to know that. Here comes Super trying to play upset. Once again, he does manage to do so, but progress being made over at A. Skill going to be able to find one. Is there any more? Is there any juice left in the tank for OMiT Brooklyn? No, I don't think so. Nobody's close enough. They fall short in round 4. 2-2 is the score. However, OMiT Brooklyn are guaranteed their defense.
Yes, sir. But right now, I feel like slowly and steadily, Unreal Nightmare are actually able to take back the control, and it's good to see them that way. But there we go. It's going to be the side of Unreal Nightmare to win out this one, and it's going to be 2-1 final round to claim up that victory. Who's going to be the real real winner in the control segment over here, which is of course the third map underway. Let me remind you, folks, if you're joining for the first time, this is the championship. This is the finale match for this championship, Rising Stars Cup. OMiT Brooklyn have already won 2 map back-to-back, so they just need to secure this one victory right here in this map to secure the deal off for themselves.
Yeah, and Super trying to kick things off here with that nade, but for every one that they lost, OMiT Brooklyn managed to take 2, but now trades going back and forth, even on lives. I'm going to roll in here, find one, not going to be able to find the second quite yet, but super duper low. There's Dark with the trade. There's Busy with the trade. Dark going to be able to find one in the background. Busy does manage to find 2, though. Hyde playing his life. Here comes the ego chow. I can smell it. There it is. Not going to be able to find anything. In fact, Super and Webby find 2, but so do Sovereign and Busy. 2v2, 21-23. OMiT Brooklyn currently up in lives. 30 seconds remain. 1 tick of progress has been captured on B. Nothing else as of yet. Busy climbing up that ladder, trying to get in, do the dirty work for his team. Skill going to be able to find 1 there. Is he going to be able to find anything else? Not quite yet. Sovereign going to be able to find Webby in the background. Skill onto the B point, trying to allow his team to get through, cap this point. But Skill gets cleaned up by Sovereign after Skill finds Hyde. Busy going to be able to find Super. Sovereign going to be able to find Dark. Webby going to be able to find Busy. Webby gets cleaned up by Nate. And there is not enough time in the day for them to get on the point. Ladies and gentlemen, OMiT Brooklyn with the sweep.